Hello, welcome to the next edition of KebbieG Specialty List. Today we're going to be playing some Boros Pia and Pioneer. Now, key thing to keep in mind, down in the description, not only do I have the link to my deck list for this deck, also the article, it should be updated fully to this list. So if you're interested in seeing a deck guide for this deck, if you want to play an RCQ or whatever, links down in the description. If you like the series, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification alert for future videos. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Let's get there together. Let's get into the deck list and see the deck in action. So the deck list, we have 4 Pias, which is the namesake card. We have Soulscar Mage Swifty because it can act as a aggro-ish deck. We have a show off aggressively stats, right? So to pair with our aggro type strategy. We have Bone Crusher Giant if you want to switch to a little bit more of a mid-range plan, depending on the matchup we need to. We have Chain to the Rocks for removal, Showdown of the Scalds, three main, one side for control, mid-range, stuff like that, grinding matchups. We have 8 impulses, draw impulse 2. Play with Fire because it's the best one-drop burn spell. 1 invasion main, 2 side. So if you face something with heavy amounts of removal, we kind of want to bring this in. So that way our threats get hexproof by sacking. We have, I think, 21 lands, I believe. 2 Alpine Moons in the sideboard for mono green and the Lotus Field matchup, which I think is kind of dead. 2 in the Festivities. A decent card, especially not really. It's good in the mirror, but it's also, good against other strategies. Like Elves, pretty good against that too. 2 Volleys, good against Shredder, stuff like that. 1 Priest for stuff like Vein Ripper. 1 Get Lost because it can kill almost anything. Like the 2 Invasions for combo and to hate, as it's decent card for heavy removal mounts of deck. 2 Rest in Peace for Phoenix Greasefang. 1 Buzz Crusher for the Lotus Field matchup and the Mono Green matchup. Just blowing up on Nykthos can help stall the game out a little bit long enough to win the game. And then we have our showdown for the grinding matchups. And of course, since we are a Jangata deck, it's a free roll. That's what we're trying out today. Let's see if this deck has what it takes. Let's get into it. We'll just play a land, say go. Triumph. Passes. I think I take 2 points of damage and play a Nalaar, say go. Shocks himself, so I'm assuming that means a removal spell's inbound. Nalaar number 2, say go. Valky. Face my Bone Crusher. Yeah, makes sense. Tap land. Passes. Nalaar. So, I think I take the risk here and play Rin's Resolve. This is a 2-1. Let's put that on red. Make a 1-1. Hazard away the Valky. And smack for 4, say go. Now, this is most likely Niv, based on the fact that they're playing Helix and a Yorion pile. Chain the Rocks is great against Niv, but we don't have that land we need. So we're going to go ahead and cast Show Off. And then go to combat and attack out. I think I want to bait any removal at the Show Off. So I'll play with Fire. Pizmari command. So I guess I don't even need to worry about it. I don't need to bait anything. So just hit you, say go. Lightning Helix. And just passes. So I have to play with Fire. Bottom that. Play a second Nalaar. Counterspell? I suppose so. Hit ya. Plays a Retreat. Sunfall. Shock your face. Rin's Resolve. Bottom. Swifty. We play Swifty. Show Off. Shove. Grove. Yeah. Seems decent. Passes. So we have a mountain now for the Chain to the Rocks. We'll attempt to shove, because that probably will turn on the incubator token, which we could just stomp. But if he doesn't do anything, we could just pick up Jags. So he kills one and returns the other one. Okay. Pick up Jags. Replay Swifty, say go. Turns on the token. If he draws a land untapped, he could pick up Yorion and play it. Alright, kills my threat. Picks up the Yorion. Attacks me? Or no? So play Nalaar. And stomp it. Say go. Plays the Yorion. No, doesn't get any really actual value from it. Other than 4/5. So we'll lead off with a Chain to the Rock. And play Bone Crusher pre-combat. So that way I get a 1/1 Thopter. Shove. Say go. Miss it. He did get a No More Lies. Outside of that, nothing to stop me from winning this turn. Steam Vents. As soon as we know you have a No More Lies, we'll attempt to Chain of the Rocks. Got game 1. Against Niv, we just have Showdown. Possibly we want Buzz Crusher. But probably not worth it. Get Lost is fine. Go down, play with fire. And a Soul Scar Mage. Run it like that. Ione. Mountain. Soul Scar. Swifty. Say go. After hitting your face. Get a little frisky. Craig. He does have the possibility of a Lightning Helix. Makes 2 1/1s. Play Show Off. Hit with Show Off. Say go. Next turn we'll get Ultra Frisky. Tumble. What do you know? We top deck a land. Pretty spectacular. So we Chain to the Rock. Yeah, that happens. So this comes down. Eat the Kimball. Now the question here is, do I want to play Swifty? I think I go for Resolve. Shove in there. Probably chomps my Swifty. Passes. Or do you get frisky with the human? Collapses my Chain. Play Invasion. Do you No More Lies? That's exactly what I was hoping. Tend to stomp the token. I get he goes up a little higher, but shove at you. You can't really block. Plays a Temple Garden. Bring the Light. Or Niv. One of the two. Now, for 5 colors, he could just be grabbing a Niv, but that doesn't seem like the best course of action, but he goes for it. So he gets a Bring to Light, Pest Control, and a Deafening Clarion. So I don't want to play into the Deafening Clarion. So let's play Swifty. Impulse. Go to combat. Shove. It gets stomp something down. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that was a mistake. Oops. So we take 6 in the air. Okay. I'm off. Maybe down a play, up an Invasion. Run like that. Play a Tap Foundry, say go. Tap Triumph, sure. So I think I plot, they go. Untap land. Nalaar. Cast Slick Shot. Make a 1/1. Shove in there for 2. He probably has, no, he does not have a Lightning Helix. I'm going to go for the Play with Fire. Growth Spiral. So now he has Helix up. Do you have 2 removal spells? Helixes. Passes. Go with Rend Resolve. Swifty. Shove in there. Clarion. I think I just Bone Crusher, say go. Drown of the Lock. Plot, say go. Passes. We want to play with fire. Bottom. Play a Show Off. Swift Spear. Impulse. Grow the team. Okay. That hurt a little bit. Smack. Passes. Play Pia. Sad we don't have a land for this invasion, but I can't think of any flash effects. So go for it. So Assassin's Trophy. We grab a mountain. Okay, Verdict. Play Rend Resolve. Soulscar Mage, say go. Pillage. Tap land. Passes. Play Nalaar. Then Stomp. Attempt to go for lethal. You could have a Helix. Got it. 1-0. Let's get into the next. And now Siren. So I'm going to lead off with a Soulscar Mage, say go. And Souls on turn 2. That's a pretty aggressive start. I will block. Oh, wait, never mind. Take it. I was thinking, I don't know why I thought I had a Show Off down. Next turn, this turn, I could block. You know? I think I have to pass. So I need Chain to the Rocks at this point. Strategically. But we got to take our damage. Play a tap land. I think I Impulse. Spell Pierce. Okay. I'm just going for it. I got nothing better to do. especially since that really did hinder my next turn when I really need a P in Nalaar to be able to get tokens to block this map, this Ensoul. But this Soulscar Mage is a decent chump blocker. And another Siren. Bone Crusher is a little interesting. We'll play Pia. Do I stomp? I can, yeah. We'll pass the turn. Potentially trade my show off for the Ensoul map token. Because I think I need Pia. I don't need to show off. This is not a matchup where I'm the aggressive one. So he swings in, gets frisky, and I will block and then stomp the map. Attempt to, at least. Do you have another Spell Pierce? Because that would really definitely swing this game in your favor. I don't think I can come back from a Spell Pierce here. Shrapnel Blast my face. Yeah, he doesn't like it. I don't blame him. And we lose our Bone Crusher Giant. Interesting. So we need to dodge another Shrapnel Blast. Is that possible? I don't know. So these two are groundies. I can't actually block with them. Unless he has another Ensoul, but take your beats, say go. Leave up Play with Fire. Is this a tank blast? Ah, classic. So against aggro, and the festivities helps. Invasion is irrelevant. And I like trimming one of the resolves. 7 impulse effect seems fine enough. You also could argue that I should go down the showdowns here. Maybe that's slightly better just because it is 4 mana. And I think I'm going to bring in a Get Lost. And then this time I'm going to go down to Resolve. I don't like that. Play the Vantage, play Swifty, smack your face. They go. Canal. Kills my little Swifty. Play land, say go. Island. Copter. We'll play a Fire Your Face. No more lands, please. Attempt to play a Fire Your Face again. That's a little bit better. So, in this case, I want to tap my Forge. Next turn, I could play a Showdown. Say go. Lizard. Is this really the card you want to bring in against me? I'm not necessarily a Slinger deck. Hits me. Sure. Down to 17. Play a Showdown. Say go. A Chain the Rocks is interesting. I could vomit my hand next turn. Or my Exile Zone. Another Mage Bane Blizzard. Alright, it hits me for 4. Take it. Alright, so we play the Mountain. Show Off. Swift Spear. Soulscar Mage. Pump the Show Off. And I guess I will just chain and pump Show Off. I guess eat a lizard, even though I don't really care enough to. I'd rather just use the spell, I guess. Swiftbeard is not doing anything. I could hold back. This is a 6/5. Pretty beefy stats. Let's just smack him. NT. Attempt to attack me with both. Are you going to pump the lizard? What is that doing? Okay. Prevent 1 point of damage. Reef. Siren. Passes. Show Off. Pump. Swift Spear. Let's go ahead and play a chain. Put it on the Soulscar Mage. I can care less about the lizard. And I'm going to eat the Siren. See what he has left. Concedes. Okay. On the play for game number 3, this is when I think we need to switch plans entirely. Go up the volleys, Ren's Resolve, down Showdown, and we're not the aggressor anymore, so we definitely want to cut these Soulscar Mages. Maybe run a cup 3 Showdowns, run it like that. Reef, Siren, passes, Swifty, shove, they go. So we're definitely going to try to play this Pia Nalaar. Now, if somehow he plays a Ensoul, we probably are in trouble, but we do have this Chain to the Rocks, which is nice. Copter, okay. Primarily, we have mostly red cards, so put that on red. Play Pia. Shove. Say go. Epic here. And Soul. Cruise. Shoves in there. I can't block anything. I'm not giving up Pia for a thing I'm going to kill next turn. Pia is way too good for that. Now keep in mind we do need to be wary about his top end, his shrapnel blasts, but oh wait, I do need to play a mountain first. So I think I just play this tap. Play Chain to the Rock. Eat up the map token. Play with Fire the Siren. Shove in there. So we're taking 3, maybe 5. So 8, possibly. We do have double impulses. Siren. Question is, does he attack out with the Epic here this turn? He could crew here, map onto the Epic here. Oh, finds another Citadel. Question is, do you attack with this Epic here or not? Does. Gets ultra frisky. Now we get to play Resolve or an Impulse. Hopefully find a land, get some 1/1s to chump this Copter and be okay. We do need to keep a note that we are at 5 now, I believe. So, you know, Blast is on full radar right now. Shrapnel Blast shocks himself. Oh, Spyglass. That's perfectly acceptable. Is that an Epic here? But torches away my Swifty. That's just rude. So we Impulse. Play the mountain. Make a 1/1. Stomp the Siren. Shove for 2. We just got to dodge a blast. Cracks a map, draws a Citadel. Cracks a blood, gets rid of a Citadel. Cruise. You shove in there with both. Does. So I'm just going to chump with the Thopter. Question is, can I win this turn or not? NT. And a tap Steam Vents. Showdown of the Scalds. That's not going to win me the turn this turn. So I think I play Impulse. Play a Sacred Foundry. There's no advantage, right, of playing that untapped. Unless I want to play a Bone Crusher. But I think I'm going to lose regardless of the situation here. So I kind of have to just go for whatever. Try to find a burn spell. I mean, that counts as a burn spell. But not enough lands. So we pass. Now, but NT does give that trample. Picks up Jegs. Goes to crewing. So if he messes up, we could win next turn. But the odds of him messing up seem very unlikely. So he goes looting. Looting with a Scootin'. And you discard. Does. So that means Risen Reef is... I mean, the Copter is getting a trample. Yeah, that means it's GG's. Okay, 1-1. Get into the next. Okay. So even if I didn't shock myself, I still was dead there. Yeah. So 1-1. Let's get into the next. Play a tap land, say go. Triome. Another Niv player. So play Pia, say go. Mountain. Helix. Play a tap land. Play a Ren's Resolve. Say go. That was an awkward time to find a Chain to the Rock. So the opponent definitely is not going to play a creature. I guess that counts. That counts. So, play with Fire the Face. Bottom. Tap land, say go. A Triome. Pillage. And up to Beanstalk. Stomp the Face. Play a land. Play the Bone Crushers, they go. Wandering Mind. A Binding. Stomp the Mind. You got a Binding? Okay. Buy Bone Crusher. So play the Bone Crusher. Pick up Jags. And pass the turn. Fable. That's a really good magic card. Up to Beanstalk. Ironically, I think I Stomp and play Bone Crusher. It still gives me a decent clock. 4 compared to 5 is minimal. And, I mean, getting rid of a potential thing that gives them treasure is kind of nice. So it gets rid of a Colgan's command. Can't kill any of my threats. Omnath. So he's going to at least gain 4 here. Most likely. Yeah. So he's at 19. We're going to take out the Omnath. 3 chain. Play Jags. Attempt to smack you for 8. Get, medium-sized frisky. 8 points of damage. Takes it. Now we could be playing Rando or Wrath, though, which would be a problem. Bring to light. Okay, so he does go for the Wrath. Draws a couple cards. And we are pretty much out of gas now. That's not a bad card for explosive turn, maybe. Another Resolve. I guess Pia. I could wait a turn. But then he has 7 cards in hand, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything. Even if I cast this next turn, he's immediately going to answer it. Tolsimir. Draws more cards. I'm off. Okay, so this matchup, we went Get Lost, Invasion, Showdown. Trim Down, Soulscar Mage. And that seems to be my changes. I don't like that. Boundary taps, they go. So this next turn, I'm really debating if I want to plot this into an invasion plus, play with fire. Hopefully can flip the invasion immediately. Or if I just want to just do a different turn action. Because I could invasion this turn. I think it's correct to plot, say go. That gives me the most upside next turn. So Fable Passage means it's a tap land. So that's not really a good top deck. I'd really rather have a land, to be frank. So we're going to play a show off. Invasion. What the heck did I just take? Oh, I took... Okay. Get a ray. Say go. Interesting. I took up the Beanstalk. So Ancient Canacopia probably doesn't matter. Colgan's command can't kill my show off. Caryatid. Alright. Fable Passage. And passes. Showdown of the Scalds. Play Pia. Pretty sure it's safe. Go to combat. Shove in there for 2. They go. So cracks it, gets an island. So he does have Binding online at 1 mana. So you could play Ancient Canacorpia and then still actually have a Binding up, which is kind of annoying. But then again, he does have Caryatid, so that still counts as the ability to have a Binding up. So another Caryatid and passes. Can I see a land maybe? No, I guess not. So in my case scenario, I think it's correct to attack with both. It does make it where Nalaar gets a counter. And I just pass the turn. I just need to dodge a Sunfall, which I guess he could do at any point. Because he has every color. Plus these 2, he has a BTL. So that's kind of a nuisance. Gets a Niv. That's a very bold move. To be 100% honest, that's a really bold move. He gets a Tulsamere, a Roxanne. So we'll stomp the face. So we drew the land. That's good. That's the first part of winning the game. Second part, casting Chain to the Rocks. Eating the Niv. So we get Ultra Frisky. Play with Fire. Put the land to the top. And pass. With 3 showdowns in hand, we should be able to take this game. He's at 1. And we got some fat threats here. So Tulsamere doesn't do it because he doesn't gain the life. Okay, maybe not. It's up 2, so he still gains 3 life. Roxanne doesn't do it. Molten Collapse. You would need another spell and adjacent to it. Pillage the Pog. I mean, that's pretty decent, right? He gains 2. Trying to find an answer. Passes. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Play Showdown of the Scalds. Go to combat. Attempt to attack you. The only thing you can do, right, is to try to gain life here. Oh, to get my Chain to the Rocks. Interesting. So he does get a Lightning Helix. Offers a trade in chump. Question here is, do I sack this? I'm gonna have to let it go. Unless he magically has Sunfall. Lightning Helix is my face. Okay. So Nalaar gets a counter. Now he needs like a miracle though, doesn't he? I guess he does have a Bring to Light that he can get a Sunfall with, which does get around the array. So he kind of has to do it, I think, because otherwise we just cast multiple Soulscar Mages, this land, this Hazard, which gives me tons of 1/1s. So Molten Collapse, attempt to sack it. Now you have to do it right now if you have an instant speed thing. Vanishing Verse does not work. If that's what you have. So you have 3 mana left over. Vanishing Verse can get a Swift Spear. Caryatid. Alright, so we get that going on. Play the land. Make a 1/1. Swift Spear. Make a 1/1, put a counter on the Thopter. Attempt. Never mind. That resolves. I need a Swift Spear first. Put a counter on a Thopter. Because I need the Prowess trigger. So, in reality, this Hazard isn't doing anything. They both... Wait a minute. The only thing I'm missing here is calculating how much is 1 point of damage matters. So this double Sprox, I think is correct, actually, just to Hazard the face. I can't be playing till for next turn, I don't think. So we'll grow the Thopter. And that gives me Prowess triggers. So he's at 8. 7 in the air. So that's pretty much, I think that's lethal. You can't have 1-drop removal spell. So a Fatal Push isn't out, but it doesn't have it. No changes. Run it back. Tap Tower. Passes. We'll follow suit with a tap Foundry. Say go. So I think I Invasion turn 2. Now the question is, turn 3, do I Bone Crusher, stomp it, plus play with fire, flip it? I don't think so. Shocks himself up the Beanstalk. Yeah. So we go ahead and drop down. Not damaging myself. An Invasion. Push off. I think Omnath? Helix probably doesn't matter. I think it's Omnath. Yeah, I think he just plays it tapped. And probably release up a Helix. Play Invasion number 2. Push off Guards. They go. Has a Plains. Passes. I think I play with Fire the Face. Scrying seems more relevant. Yeah, I need the land. So I don't shock myself, and I think I just pass. Stomp and an Invasion, play with Fire Face. That way at least one of them is always within range of a Thopter, which is, I think, really important. Passes. Stomp one Invasion. He could Vanishing Verse it, but if he would have, he should have. Or if he could have, he should have. Hit your face. Top that. Attempt to play a Showdown. Double Chain of the Rocks. Not the best of sequences to see. Swift Spear should be pretty decent, though. We could at least get in a little bit frisky at these invasions. Omnath. Alright, so he plays into my Chain of the Rocks. Interesting choice. Pia Nalaar is a interesting top deck. So play the Pia. Chain to the Rocks. Eat the Omnath. Now, I guess he could have a Binding. That is a possibility. But I don't think I could be afraid of it. So I think I want to play with Fire the other Invasion. That gives me another token. And I can flip both. Which should be pretty decent this turn. Yeah, they're both hitting different ones. So that happens. Cast both. I guess that gives me more triggers and PNLR tokens. Sweet. Cast both. And yeah, that seems to be like a decent turn. Now he probably just Sunfalls next turn. But I can't be afraid. We do lose both things this turn, which kind of sucks, but we have double impulse draw too, so that's pretty decent for this matchup. He probably has to answer the PNLR this turn. If he does not, just wrath the board. We know he does have Deadly Cover Up, which is double black, so that's kind of awkward. He has a Fatal Passage, though. So if he plays Passage, cracks it, gets black. He has a shot, just wrathing the board. But we just sack one and array, and I think we just win on our turn. So that's not really a good move. He kind of has to have a Sunfall. Cracks the Passage for the black source. Molten Collapse. Gets back an Omnath. It's only creatures you control gain indestructible. Alright, I think I protect my Pia. My best shot next turn is to... He doesn't have any more red mana, so he can't really Helix. I'm going for it. I'm keeping my Pia alive if I can. Okay. But he gets back an Omnath, which could be problematic if he has another Fable Passage. But I think he already played a land and cracked it this turn. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Played a Fable Passage, cracks it, got a Swamp. So he doesn't get to gain life this turn. And we have decent sized Thopters. Okay, so now we get to have a pseudo combo turn. So we start off with, I think, an Impulse. Put a counter on a Thopter. Got it. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get into the wrap up. So what did we learn this week about this deck overall? We faced Niv twice. Beat him both times. Honestly, that matchup feels kind of good. Just doing that last sideboard. Like if you want to see it, look at my article. I did sideboard exactly the way I would have in that particular matchup. Second time around. So if you want to look at the article, make sure you do that. It's in the description. But overall, this deck has a lot of interesting lines, which is why I really love this deck as a whole. It can play the aggressive play patterns with the Soul Scar Mage, Swift Spear, Slick Shot. Now, one thing I was debating about when I was just thinking about, is Soul Scar Mage better or worse than Kamuno? That is really the question that could be the change in this deck. The rest of the deck feels pretty, I think, spot on. But which is better, Soul Scar Mage or Kamuno? Kamuno Sprock's Slick Shot show off makes it better, and makes Swiftier better, but it's very tricky. Pound for pound, I think Kamuno is a worse creature, unless you're facing something like Phoenix, where just killing a Phoenix, exiling it is really important. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about this list. Where do you guys think Pia ranks in the current Pioneer format? It's definitely better than what I think people are giving it credit for, because it's not actively being played as much as it used to. And I think the deck is still relatively good in this current meta. We just have to dodge Amalia. So that is the big takeaway. When or if that deck ever gets the axe, this deck could make a really strong comeback. Because like you've seen against Niv, we do a decent job at playing the mid-range game. And plus, we still have other options. We can go to the aggressive plan, and just bring in the volleys, increase our clock by tenfold, and just smash. So that's another possibility. We weren't able to actually pull off the Ensoul matchup, though. But, like I said, let me know what you guys thought about this list and all that down in the comment section. And until next time, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.